Every week, I fly back and forth to Houston. Almost without exception, every time I'm on an airplane, either the captain or a flight attendant will come up to me, will hug me.
Survey says that was a lie. We definitely know this after Ted Cruz's recent airport meltdown that ended up in police intervention. And oddly enough, the U.S. Senator acted up just so that he could go to Washington to ask about racist babies. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I'm your host, Adrienne Lawrence. As you may have heard, this past weekend, Ted Cruz was making trouble in an airport in Montana. The Cancún Karen arrived too late to make the check-in window for his flight, ultimately hitting the counter clerk with a, "Do you know who I am?" Apparently, neither she nor the officer that intervened gave a damn. Here's the footage. Of course, Teddy's tomfoolery didn't end there. The senator was rushing to Washington to make the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing to vet Judge Katanji Brown Jackson for her Supreme Court nomination. And, of course, he had to make certain to go after racist babies. Yeah, here's a clip.
Because if you look at the Georgetown Day School's curriculum, it is filled and overflowing with critical race theory. They include a book called Antiracist Baby by Ibram Kendi. And there are portions of this book that I find really quite remarkable. One portion of the book says babies are taught to be racist or anti-racist. There is no neutrality. Do you agree with this book that is being taught with kids that babies are racist?
What a question. Are babies racist? And you definitely do not want to hear my academic response, but I will share with you Judge Jackson's response.
I do not believe that any child should be made to feel as though they are racist or though they are not valued or though they are less than, that they are victims, that they are oppressors. I don't believe in any of that. But what I will say is that when you asked me whether or not this was taught in schools, critical race theory, my understanding is that critical race theory as an academic theory is taught in law schools, and to the extent that you were asking the question, I understood you to be addressing public schools. Georgetown Day School, just like the religious school that Justice Barrett was on the board of, is a private school.
So quick recap. Ted Cruz caused a ruckus at a Montana airport because he was late. Police had to tell him to calm down and intervened, and that was all just so he could get to Washington in time to ask our future Supreme Court Justice whether she thinks babies are racist. Yeah, that sounds pretty Ted Cruz. You let me know what you think. Hit me up with those comments and hit that like and follow button, and thanks for watching.